So I have been reading some comments from some reviewers saying that news in Nigeria is anti-Fulani, news in Nigeria is anti-North. One question that I ask for my reviewers is simple. What does this statement mean? That Tinubu'S nepotistic appointment is pushing you guys to the wall and you are beginning to lose hope in one Nigeria. What does it mean? I challenge you guys. Let us watch this video together.
And from the northern states, for the past 30 years, we've been called educational disadvantage. Okay? We are giving lower cut-off scores to catch up. Have we caught up? It has only made people lazy. So, I'm sorry, madam. I'm sorry. I don't think we should hide behind fairness and say that everyone must be equal. The best we can do is to give people equal opportunity.
Yes, sir. Welcome back. Now, from that video, we all can see that the foundation upon which Nigeria was built is a foundation that unduly, unjustly, undeservedly favors the North. How on earth is it possible that in a country that we call a nation, some section will be given an abysmal point in examination as cutoff, all in the disguise that the North needs to catch up with the South? Who builds a nation like that? El-Rufai in that interview over there said that the North will be given a cutoff mark of 80 to study engineering, but the children from Southwest, from Southeast, from South-South are given an astronomical point, wherein they are over 400. The Southerners are expected to score 250. Sometimes they say score 350 to study the same course, the same curriculum. Not as if they are giving the Northerners a poor curriculum, a less, effective curriculum. We are all on the same curriculum standard. Why are we not having the same level playing field? Today, the Northerners, some of my reviewers indeed, are saying that I am nepotistic. To correct that notion, this channel is about reporting the political differences, the political bias that we have in this so-called contraption, Nigeria. Is it not evident today that the Northerners are highly favored against the South? Oh, you are saying that you are losing hope, that Tinubu'S nepotism is going across the roof. But the last time I checked, as at 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, there was a Northerner that was in the power of presidency. Yeah, he occupied the power of presidency. And when I checked his cabinet, when I checked his appointments, it was 90% to 95%, they were all Fulanese, Northerners. You would see Abdullah, you see Sheikh, you see Shekeru, you see Yerima, you see Shetima, you see Abdullah. But I never saw the Southerners going to the social media wailing. They didn't wail in the first 2 years of Buhari. The Southerners, when they saw Buhari appointing these people, when they tried to call him out, he said he needed to appoint people he will be comfortable with. He doesn't want to have saboteurs in his cabinet whereby they would derail his administration. And there was only one word from the South. They said, if that is the case, go, our president, deliver. 4 years, 8 years, Buhari came out to be one of the worst presidents Nigeria has ever had, if not even the worst. But apparently, it seems Tinubu is exceeding that. My submission, I am not giving credence to Tinubu. But there's one thing they say: who he comes for equity must come with what? I believe you know what completes that adage. So you guys lamenting today that Tinubu is pushing bigotry, tribalism to the roof. You do not have the moral standard. You don't have the moral standing. You do not have that moral qualification. If anybody should complain today, of which they are not, if anybody was to complain, it should be the Southeasterners. They have never for once had a shot. They have not been vice president. They have not been able to be president. The highest they've achieved is Senate president. And that Senate presidency, the people that were voted into that position, they were all puppets to a Southwestern president under the regime of Obasanjo. But what do we have? They are not complaining. In fact, they are just watching the movie, having their own popcorn, enjoying the show. How the Northerners are trying to cannibalize the Southwesterners. Who taught the South the game of nepotism? Who taught the South the game of tribalism? Going back to the pre-independence era, the South was basically governed based on meritocracy. When you qualify, when you show capacity and character and commitment, it doesn't matter whether you are an Igbo man in a Yoruba land, you will be appointed. Whether you are a Yoruba man in an Igbo land, you will be appointed. Whether you are an Hausa man in Igbo land. I mean, we had a situation whereby an Hausa man governed, was it Enugu State? We had a situation whereby so many Igbo people held prominent positions in government in the Southwest and even in the North. But who started the Northernization agenda? The so-called heroes of the past. Sardauna of Sokoto. What's it called? Yes, Sardauna. He said the Igbo, he started this hate. He started that hate speech propaganda. So that the Igbos are expansionist, that the Igbo will come into your territory and they want to take up everything. He didn't talk about are these certain Igbos, are they competent? He didn't talk about that. This same Ado Bayero didn't talk about, or I can't recall his name, I know Sardauna. He didn't mention if these people who were occupying the Northern Civil Service Commission, were they doing the job assiduously? Were they doing that job judiciously? Were they responsible in their fiscal jurisprudence? Were they up and doing? He didn't see that. What he saw was, one, they are not Northerners. Two, they are Christians, not Muslims. That was the genesis of this issue, that you have to be a Northerner. Then that is when the Northerners will be comfortable with you when you're in power. Despite the terrible, poor performance of Buhari, there was never a day the Northerners protested. When the South came together to fight against police brutality, when they came together to fight against police extortion, and it was that nationwide NSAS protest, you know what the Northerners said? In fact, do you know what the religious leaders in the North said? They said it is an agenda the South are perpetrating to unseat Buhari. That was the agenda. They were the one that started it. Not one single soul came out to protest. They started bringing issues like, no, the SARS do not disturb us in the North because we are not corrupt. The issue of EFCC was also brought up. Okay, if SARS are not extorting you guys, harassing you guys in the north, what about the EFCC? They came out, no, in the north, we do not commit fraud. We are okay with what we earn from our farming. We do not indulge in criminal activities. It is up down there in the south that we know that most of their youth are all criminals. These were the unspeakable, unimaginable confessions coming out from those people. Because we said, let us seek for end SARS brutality. They started giving us sanctimonious renditions. Like in the north, we do not engage in Yahoo Yahoo. We do not engage in 419. It is in the south that they do it. What about those boys in Niger, Kano, Kaduna that are perpetrating this Yahoo Yahoo? What about their government looting their life dry, looting their resources? Why is the EFCC not chasing after the northern governors and northern politicians? Fast forward 2024, when again the Southerners now called for bad governance because of the bad leadership, bad policies of Tinubu, the removal of subsidy. You know, the people that carried it on their head, the same Northerners. Why? Because now they felt they are out of power. Now is the time that they feel it is right for them to protest. When you bring up the issues of protest when Buhari was in power, you will see all the Mashalashi Alajis, all the Afars, the Sheikhs, the Imams saying that it is haram. It is against you protesting against your leader. It is un-Islamic. It is non-Islamic. It is not part of the Sharia tenets whereby you question your leader. Those were the preachers when Buhari was there. But when Tinubu came on board, nobody spoke. Nobody was pushing such narrative anymore. In fact, they were even saying that it is justifiable if your government of the day is not providing for you to speak up. And then I ask, are they reading another version of the Holy Book? Is it only when a Southerner is on that seat that they suddenly become an emergency lover of Nigeria? Is it when a Southerner, and this is a common occurrence now. You remember when Obasanjo was there was protest that Sharia must be pushed. They got it. When Jonathan got into power, we know what they did with Jonathan. They almost gave that man high blood pressure. Jonathan became one of the most incompetent, inconsequential, powerless presidents Nigeria has ever recorded. He couldn't even have a grip on the soldiers. It got to a point the soldiers were not even ready to listen to the command of the CNC because the Northerners they had a chokehold on him. They frustrated the hell out of Jonathan. It got to a point Jonathan couldn't sleep in the Aso Rock. It got to a point Jonathan could not even hold press briefing. It was his wife that was speaking up. So you see this hypocrisy of the North. That it is when a Southerner gets into seat of power that they suddenly become a one Nigerianist. They are not telling us today, oh, we are losing hope. We are no longer patriotic. You know, ask my Igbo brothers what they will tell you. Ask my Yoruba Nation brothers what they will tell you. You will lose hope. That is what they are hoping and praying for. Lose hope. So that Nigeria can break or fragment. Let us fractionalize this country in peace. Just a few days ago, because the noise, the request for regionalism is getting louder day by day in the Senate and the lower chamber, the North, thinking they are smarter than every other people, ran to push a bill that let us have more states. Maybe if we have more states, The Igbos who saw themselves having 5 states will now have additional 5 states, making 10. And the Yorubas that are having infighting, maybe we can split Ibadan to like 4. Maybe we can split Ogun State to like 3, so that we can have the Jebu State. Wouldn't that reduce the agitation? We are not mumu. In the north, they want to create more 14 states whose resources will be used to finance it. Now you get the point. You get the point when they say that they are losing hope in one Nigeria, because Tinubu is not pushing. In fact, Tinubu is feeding them back what their forefather Sardauna started. Then Buhari came, reactivated it. Now Tinubu got in there. They didn't pay attention. When Tinubu said, I will continue where Buhari stopped, they didn't know that Tinubu was referring to this Yoruba appointment, Yorubanization. The Igbos love it, because we and the Igbos, you will check, when you check the marital contract, when you check the marital transactions between interracial marital transactions, you will see that the Igbos and Yorubas, in fact, you can't even differentiate. Every weekend you will see one Igbo man snatching one Igbo girl, or you see one Yoruba man snatching one Igbo girl, or you see one Igbo man snatching one Yoruba girl, give am belle, bam, marriage, straight. Igbo, Yoruba mixing together. So the Yorubanization is still one love, no wahala. We are unified already. We have so many Igbo Yoruba children, we have so many Yoruba Igbo children, so we don't care. So this sheer hypocrisy, this open threat that if Tinubu does not change, that you guys will push for a protest, that you guys will push for another serious, aggressive protest that will shut down the administration of Tinubu. Go ahead, Abi. Well, who's holding you guys? Go ahead. But you all should be ready. This threat that Tinubu will be kicked out, that Tinubu will only be an OTP. Oh, so you guys want to do the Fulanization agenda? After a Fulani man, Atiku should come in. A Northerner. Nigeria is for you guys alone. Nigeria is only sweet and functional when a Northerner is on that seat of power. Is that the idea? It's not going to work. This is not about me pushing anti-Fulani, anti-North. When we talk about a Nigeria that must function, it has to be a Nigeria that every man is judged solely based on his competence, character, and qualities. Nigeria has to scrap this FCC, Federal Character Commission. It is not working. It will never work. It will only destroy this country. Just as El-Rufai said, he said this issue of quota system is what that is breeding hate among the ethnic regions. Whereby I have studied hard, I have worked hard, but one young guy, because he carries the name Abu, he carries the name Musa, he is from Kaduna, he is from Sokoto, yet he is not qualified, but he will be appointed. If you go into the ministry, if you go into the federal ministry, go into the federal civil service, those you find there that are larger in numbers are the Northerners, and most of them are not even qualified, but they got in there based on this quota system that is unfavorable. If all these things are corrected, every manner, every form of agitation will be diffused.